You asked about practice. What isn't practice? What isn't practice? Breathing is practice. Thinking is practice. Feeling is practice. Perceiving is practice. Thinking is practice. Willing is practice. Sensing is practice. Knowing is practice. Awareness is practice. Consciousness is practice. Transcension is practice. And suffering is practice. Come in.
Are there different types of practice? That you mentioned heart practice earlier, or heart. Living from your heart, knowing your heart, being in your heart.
All of it is related to heart practice. It needs to be conscious, however. Because now we have items, we're talking about items. You have a heart practice, you have this kind of practice, you have all these other practices, all these listed practices. And then we say, so what? We have all these practices. Well, there's not conscious practice. We need to bring into being some conscious practice. When there's conscious practice, then you know what's going on. If it's conscious practice, then you know that whatever's going on can only happen in the now. So you don't have a reference to the past except in your mind, up here. That would be your causal body, your memory body. So you're allowing your memory body to dictate when it's only one of many bodies. You have physical body, you have your astral body, right? Feeling body, or your star body, and then you have your memory body, the causal body. So all of this has to be brought into heart practice. And so that takes an effort in the beginning. You have to know what it is. You say, yes, I want to be happy. So that means you have to clean up your mess. No one else is going to clean up your mess. That means you have to properly look at yourself. You have to penetrate beyond your masks and your beliefs, your inherited games and programs. You have to look at it square and say, yes, I see you. I know you very well, but I can't be you anymore. You have taken your toll on me now, and it's led to this final confrontation. You've had your way with me, and I have suffered miserably. And that's over. It's done. I need my smile back. I need my laughter back. I need my heart and life back. I need my freedom back. And then you start working on cultivating your freedom by conscious participation in all the different levels we were talking about. It becomes a conscious process. Not a mechanical, conscious, unconscious process that is leading to slavery and less power and less awareness. Right? Where you are so victimized you scream. So victimized you hate yourself. Right? Because you know this is too much for you. Right? It's the wrong direction. See? And that's because of this, taking too much in and not enough going out. See? Too much influx, not enough outflux. See? Very simple process. So we need to learn to exhale, release, liberate. It's the word, key word in spiritual traditions. Liberate it, right? By way of enlightenment, you liberate. That means you know better to hold on to it. Enlightened liberation. Question? So without too much thinking, you go to the teacher, you sit and you watch the teacher. If you need to do that, whoever the teacher is. See, it's not that the teacher has to be any kind of teacher, but you make that connection from your inner, your heart connection. Say, no, there's something here. I need to see and hear. I need to watch it. Well, in your case, the music. You needed to see this and say, I don't get it. I don't get this cat. This cat isn't coming from where everybody who does this is coming from. See? So when you get that you can't get it, then I think you're getting it. That there's something else going on. You don't need to know what it is exactly, but you know there's something else going on. And you feel yourself drawn to that for a good purpose. That means you have to open beyond your suffering to see what else there is beyond looking at yourself in the mirror as a monkey. You need to look at yourself now as a practitioner, somebody willing to do whatever it is that's required to do, whatever it is that's next for you to do on your infinite steps into the adventure of the rest of your life. See?
Are there any particular practices, and you of the list you gave early on, that seem particularly
one important thing while you're trying to figure out a question is to know what you really are first. You need basic recognition. See, everybody needs basic recognition. That without practice you suffer your limitations because you have built up such a massive amount of self-limiting karma, self-limited karma, that you see that you've reached a breaking point. See? The idea is not to break down, but to break through this point when you get to that crisis or crossroad. See? You have to break through that. See? Now I need help, I need to ask for help, and I need to see what's on the other side of my limitations. Yeah. And then you have to trust that it is possible. That means you have to see yourself beyond that first, and that's what brings you here. You see yourself, you suspected you were more than that, and you come here. And then you find out in cinemascopic, color that you are much more than that, and you say, thank you. I needed to know this. I needed to see this. I needed to hear this for the next step on the path. Yeah. Down the road of infinite possibilities. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it ever wise to ask what's next?
Everything is next. Sure, it's wise to ask what's next if you're ready to take what comes with it. Everything is next. That everything is what you know. See, I know that nothing is next. But you know that everything is next. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So one of the qualities you need to assume then, upon meeting the teacher or having the opportunity to get to that crossroad where you've run out of your own, let's say, self-line, self-timeline, right? I'm really talking about your timeline. You've run out of that. Say, no, something's got to give here. Right? It's either break down or break through. Right? In this case, it's break through. Right? Then you have to step up. Right? Out, you have to move out, and you have to step up. Because that's what it is. Your level is no longer useful to you. See, it may be deadly. See, it may be harmful to you. It may be crazy for you. See, it may be suicidal for you, even. See, and you know that. And you know you need to make a change about that. See, so when you meet the teacher, then all kinds of things open up, let's say, for you. You start to realize that you are capable of healing yourself. So you are capable of knowing what it is that creates your problems in terms of your own mechanisms. You start to develop some sense of awareness about, how you create problems for you. In the process, you start to see how you can discreate problems for you by practice. And recovering your sanity and your dignity, which you may lack when you first meet the master or the teacher, or whatever the guide is, the one. See, for the step on the path, the one, there may be many ones. See, it's not only one, but there could be only one, but in any case, you are the one. You need to be. You need to enter your own guidance. See, the only way to do that is through guidance. See, that's a paradox. See, by opening to a guide, you're getting closer to yourself as a guide. See, by opening to a master, you're taking a step on the path to self-mastery. Because a real master is no master, that your mind can conceive of. It's beyond comprehension. Even the master knows that the master is not a master. That's a paradox. The master is not interested in being a master. Whatever that is at that point. So we need to go beyond concepts of what it is and start feeling a little bit of space in the process. And I'm talking about space as grace, not just space, room space. Space is grace, inner space. See? And it becomes that, feeling more freedom, feeling okay, feeling more peaceful, feeling more clear. Then when you are clear, then you can start making decisions that are not going to come back and knock you down, or trouble you, or confuse you. See, so to be clear is to clear the path. Yeah. If you put clear, if you get clear, clear goes out, clear comes back. It may take a long time. Right? It may take a long time because all the darkness you thought was clear, you were clearly in darkness. And then all of a sudden, you want clear? No, you have to be clear for a period of time so that all that darkness becomes cleared up, so that on top of that you can put some clear. To summarize it for you. Clear the way, basically. So often when people in the traditions clear the way to a teacher or the master, whatever you want to call it, the guide, the friend, the spiritual friend, say the heart companion, if you want to call it that, well, everything stops. Everything like just crumbles. Everything falls in on itself, caves in. You have an implosion of sorts. Right? You have that beautiful implosion. But it's an awakening. Yeah. You say, why? What? Who? What? When? And it happens before you know it. You didn't survive it. You're left in the rear or in the past. See, because you're breathing new. See, you have a breakthrough. Yeah. You have a sense of, let's say, perception. See, you say that was before. So you have the BC and then the AD, right? So to speak. Yeah. Before. And then after. You see your own before and after. So then you may gain a perspective that you are able to control your time. You might be able to do something else with the rest of your time that is then in your charge. See, for you to create. Say, okay, now you have clear future time. It's open now to you. What do you want to add to it? Because the past already created your old future, which is being erased as we speak. Your old future is disappearing as we speak. How's that possible? Good question. Yeah. So we're talking about time worlds then. See? You come into a time world and you mix with another time world. But you're still in your own time world, but maybe it's heavy or maybe it's a little bit lighter, depending on who you mix with and for how long. See? When you enter the Guru's time world, see, let's say, theoretically, there's no time. It's the now world. So you call it time world, but it's timeless world. Okay? There's no time. So you have a paradox there. You can catch up to yourself, right? Or go back to your real self, see, at the same moment. See? So you're going back to your future, see? And forward to your origins. Same thing. And that's a very good place to be at for the moment. See? Because then the choice is up to the individual. And if your option is to practice and your desire is to practice because you see the creative advantage of practicing, which means coming to sanity, see? And coming into, let's say, the obsolescence of your self-destructive mode of patterning and assumptions and programs. So that's obsolete now. Now I need to create because I entered the Nowness of the Guru, let's say. Yeah. Which means yourself. Hello! There's no Guru outside of you. What you see is a reflection of your inner nature. Yeah. The physical Guru is a reference point for the real thing in you. But you have less access to the real one in you, see, until you have substantially associated enough so that transfer occurs. So it's not unusual to find someone come up to me and say, "You got something I need." I say, "Of course. I'm going to be here as long as I can get it. Of course." Next. No big deal. Welcome back. Shoot.
About breakthroughs, are they inherent along the path? Why do they come up? What's their function?
It's a good question. Right. Without breakthroughs, you don't have the path. Without breakthroughs, you don't have life. And without breakthroughs, you don't have death. And both life or birth is a breakthrough. Death is another breakthrough from this world into the next. Birth is a breakthrough from the mother's body into, let's say, the matrix of the universe as a so-called independent, relatively independent, individual embodiment, say, incarnation. Right, on your own, let's say. You know, too bad, you're on your own now. Just born. Just like that. Yeah. So breakthroughs are necessary. And many people have periodic breakthroughs, but they're minor breakthroughs. We're talking about major catastrophic breakthroughs, which are the important ones. Yes, those are necessary for the awakenment process. No doubt. Right. And when they occur, you're like, I had a lot of doubt, but wow, yeah, it's important. And the reason why these breakthroughs are important is because ordinary consciousness is desperately begging for a breakthrough. To advance the cause of progression, you need to break through. You need a peek into something. You know, it's got to be a slit in the matrix or the fabric of the time-space world that you're stuck in. You're imprisoned in. So you're bouncing off of. I say. And when you see that sliver, you say, "Wow, there's something else behind this veil." Wow, and then your life begins again. It's a breakthrough, like that moment you have a vision, right? Just a recognition. Even you say, "Wow, this isn't real." I mean, you heard about it not being real, but then you see it like a hole in the fabric of the time-space world. Man, you know, the physicist is trying to figure that out. So, wow, what kind of energy are we going to call that? I don't know. That's Charlie over there, that Dr. So-and-so. Say, oh, call it new energy. NU energy. Right, so once you see the new energy, hypothetically speaking, yeah, it's a breakthrough. That means everything begins again. So you have life. It's a rebirth. So breakthroughs are critical for rebirthing processes. Right. Starting afresh, restart. Right. Shocks are breakthroughs. See? You were in one humdrum state of mentality and you have an accident, and before you know it, you're shaken out of your humdrumness and you awaken. You say, wow, I got to pay more attention. Oh, and you start to recognize everything properly. You remember. You say, no, I can't let that happen again. I'm going to be sharper. Breakthroughs create sharpness, alertness, intelligence, wakeness. So what we need is ultimate wakeness into the condition of being human. But then when you get to that level, you're no longer human. If you wake up beyond appearances, then you're no longer human.
So between breakthroughs, what happens?
Between breakthroughs, we hope you know what to do with yourself. You got a new life, you know, claim it. Do something with it. Yeah. If you're a practitioner and you have a breakthrough in terms of like let's say, an elevation or an awakenment of consciousness, right? Then you want to capitalize on that. See? You've been waiting all your life for that. It's like all of a sudden you're left to walk free outside of the gates of the penitentiary. Self-imposed penitentiary. Self-created pen. So, wow, I'm free. I don't know what to do with this. Wait a minute, I'm not going out there. It's too much space for me. You know? I'm going back to be with the boys, or the girls. What? Too much freedom. Yeah. Yeah. A breakthrough then should be the coming upon space, more space than you ever had before. Opportunity, creative options perhaps, new vistas, new visions, new horizons, right? Horizons, new possibilities. So breakthrough in practice is also a proof, evidence, that you are capable of moving beyond your former state of consciousness. Okay? And sometimes it has to be cooked, it has to be baked. Okay? Pressure leads to it. A lot of pressure, intense pressure. Okay? Was what it needed to fuel that breakthrough, meltdown, right? And to burn it, right? And then there's a disappear. Disillusionment, awakenment. And then you're just here, and it's okay. Okay.
Does the practitioner wait for a breakthrough?
Wait for one? Everyone is begging for one. People are on their hands and knees, waiting for the great breakthrough from their religious hero to come down and set them free at last. Right? They're waiting and waiting. It's a little breakthrough. It's just a little. I've been praying now for 40 years on my knees, gave up everything for you. Come on, honey. Have mercy on me. Lord, have mercy. Right? So when a breakthrough comes in, it's like big. Right? It's big. It's as big as this. You're driving up a hill and you're pumping it fast and hard, and all of a sudden you expect laws of gravity to bring you back on the other side of the hilltop, and you don't have that. You just keep going. Breakthrough. Serious breakthrough. That's what it is. No coming down. You're at a level, you reach a plateau. So, we're being hypothetical about it, but all of these images are useful for those who understand that, who are creative. These are creative breakthroughs. All of a sudden, you're at the piano and you're banging your head on it, waiting for something to happen, and all of a sudden, when you stop banging your head, boom, the idea comes in. So you had to bang your head, all right, up to a point that, wow, I hear it now. But that's life at the same time. You're living your life unknowingly towards a breakthrough. And when enough pressure builds up, tension builds up, pain builds up, struggle, strife, all of the discomforts build up to that peak, you may have a breakthrough or a breakdown. And a breakdown is sometimes the key to the breakthrough. It depends on what's on the other side of your breakdown, or who is on the other side of your breakdown, because then it's not what, but who? And then as a former associate here said, yeah, but did it have to be you? I said, I didn't design this script. It's not my show. I'm just one of the, what do they call those people, a bit player. That's it. Just a bit player. Comment now. All of us are that. And we're all stars. We have to be ready to have the breakthrough, to take the stage. See? But that's what's next. You ask what's next? Take the stage, baby.
Can a breakthrough be forced?
Forced? Sure. It can be forced, yeah. Yeah, it can be forced, yeah. That's what interrogation techniques are for. Shoving water down your throat till you say, I'm going to die. I don't want to die. Let me give him a little bit, right? It can be forced, yeah. So wake up. You can be forced, yeah. Yeah. What good is that? You have to force yourself to wake up. That's what it is. In practice, you force yourself. Say, I don't want to eat that. I've been eating that a long time and it still tastes good. And then when you start forcing, say, I'm not going to eat that. And then there's a part of you that says, you got to. And you say, no, I'm not. You say, I got to. And you're in crisis about it. But I know better. No, no, it's good. You know it's good. Yeah, but it's fattening. It's this, it's that. No, 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 no. It's none of that. You know it's delicious. You got to eat it because it tastes so darn good. Right, and down you go. See, because you pleased yourself ignorantly. Yeah. And then you have the other one, to build up the pressure, saying no, 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 no. And you want to eat it. Taking a deep breath, say, build the power up. Hold it back, build the power up. Yeah. And that's what we need, to build power up here. That's what the yoga teachings are about, so that you finally have a little bit of a lotus blossoming up here where you've gone mad, completely mad. Silly mad. Yeah. Cuckoo. But you're okay with that. The temptations fall away. There's no more of that. Even though you still have a body, you may have preferences, but the idea, of course, is to have the breakthrough. So the issue now is to break through that as a step on the path. Everything and everyone is just another step on the path to break through. See, not to break down because of, but to break through. Breakthrough is a good practice. Better than breakfast. Yeah. The question is about focus. When you're weak in focus, you're scattered, maybe, but subject. Vulnerable and compromised. If you're talking about social, influx, distraction, diversion, regression. And that's self-created. You need to see that. And create for yourself a breakthrough in that by rearranging your priorities and your karma. That scatters my brain, this focuses my brain. Now, let me think. Which do I need more? No question. So you need to have the strength of character to say, you know, I could go out there and sit with you peeps and chat and drink and carry on and socialize and not add a stitch, an atom of focus to me, my purpose, if I had one. But I want to go and sit with you to compromise all of myself, to be social and leave empty. All right, so I can go home saying, well, I was with the peeps. Honey, but what about your work? I'm too tired. I was with the peeps. But honey, what about your focus? I think I'm ready to go to bed now, baby. Who needs that? Nobody. We don't need to be spent by something we don't need to be spent by. Yeah. So then if we're talking about practice, which is really on the individual to bring together a state of focus for themselves, not by force, by choice, out of necessity, of course. In other words, it becomes an issue of business. It's business. Say that socializing beyond the point is not good for my business. That means for me, so-called ego, whatever. So, I need to focus. If you come to that crossroad or that crisis, I need to focus to go deeper in what I'm here to do instead of being scattered by everybody else's here to do-ness. I have to stop pretending that I'm more interested in everybody else's BS than my own business. Not BS, but business. I'm making my business BS. Because I'm sucking on everybody's BS with glee. And I break down. And my focus breaks down. And I'm a mess. With me to blame for it, see? So when you're in that predicament, you have to pull yourself up and say, enough of that. Splendid socializing. And now for some focus so I can be of service to a certain high degree through my work, which I'm focusing on and building for a higher purpose, maybe to serve humanity, maybe. Far-fetched, maybe. But it's focus, purpose. But it's more than just that. It's good practice. Because the social people that need you, they'll come to you. You don't have to be sniffing them. What's that smell like? I need to know what that smells like. I need to know who smells like that. Who's in it? Well, I got to smell everybody to find out what I'm smelling. What a waste of life, right? Sniffer. Social butterfly. Right? Not focused, not pinpoint. I have to question, well, where's your gift? Is your gift out there? Are you trying to get your gift together here? Maybe you don't have a gift, so now you may as well be up there. Right? But you want to, in practice, pull yourself together so that you know what is left of your abilities that you can call a gift if you sharpen up your powers. Then you feel better about yourself, and everyone will feel better about you coincidentally. Because you care about yourself, they care more about you. If you don't care about yourself, you care more about them. Oh yes, he's around. Who cares? He's always around. What is he doing? Same old, same old. Who cares? Focus, pinpoint. Serious business. And that's the option. That's relative to practice and relative to whatever you have to do in the world, whatever your occupation is. Go deeper, intensify it, improve upon it, upgrade it, recreate it if you can. You have the right to do that.